Hey, greetings, salutations on a Monday, not just any Monday, the Monday after a holiday weekend. And we are live in the Finley Hyundai Studios. Devin, Paulie, Tara, ready to go. Drive Morning Show underway. How was the turkey, everybody?
Yeah,
It was good. Did you get your ham?
I got a ham.
Oh, okay.
I got a ham too, so we're good. We had both.
But
Nice.
you only ate the ham, right?
No, I had some dark meat turkey. Like I said, I like dark meat with some gravy, but I stayed away from that dry white meat.
But the first thing who cooked your turkey? It's not dry.
I don't know. I think every white meat turkey I've ever had has been dry. So
No.
really,
No.
all right. Well,
No.
you would do a different turkey than me.
What? You've had turkey
I know.
at my house.
I have had turkey at your house.
Oh, he's saying your turkey was dry.
Wow.
I've had it twice or 3 times now. So.
Man, it was smoked last year. I picked it up from Dub's Barbecue. I don't think that was dry.
Oh, I took an unintentional shot there. Unintentional, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, guess he's found a new tradition, a new Thanksgiving tradition. Fine ham.
Yeah.
Even if he has to drive to Park City to get it.
Right.
That's right. It was a honey bake, by the way. So very good.
Yeah.
Very
You
good.
picked it up yourself, right?
No, I did. It was already there when I got there. I was like, wow. They knew I was
The
coming.
ham fairy came, huh? Hooked you up?
Yeah, the ham fairy dropped
ham
off a nice
fairy
3.5
visited Paul.
pound. Yeah, a little fairy on her wings dropped off a 3-pound ham. Beautiful.
Here comes the Thanksgiving balderdash. Don't believe a word Paul says.
Okay.
What a weekend it was for sports fans. I mean, we started it off with Thanksgiving Day games. And you had a bunch of action on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and here we are reconvening on a Monday morning. And we've got an NFL game tonight to get you ready for. We'll get you code words a little bit later in the show for Monday Night Football. We will be at Wing Nuts, and boy, almost so many places. That I think we just got to go around the water cooler this morning and kind of bring you up to speed. There's so many different areas we could start, but I guess we could start with the in-state stuff, some of our local stuff. That's what we pride ourselves on is talking local sports and, pretty good comeback win for Utah KU. I know you guys were hammering down on the text thread during this Utah Utes KU football game. I was not watching it. I was walking the streets of the happiest place on earth with my fam. But man, it sounds like Utah dodged another bullet.
They did,
Yeah, they definitely did. Yeah, they were on the ropes for a while. Jalen Daniels won the game for Utah, basically. Every time Kansas got in the red zone, they threw an interception. I think he had 3 interceptions on the day. 2 of them were in the red zone. 1 was a pick 6. So, and then Utah up by 3 in the final minute. They're just running the ball, QB lead with Dampier like every play, and then they do the fake lead.
Yeah.
They fake it and then pull back and then launch one and then hit a wide open receiver for a touchdown to make it 10. So, game was a lot closer than the scoreboard indicated. Kansas was playing them really tough. It was really Kansas just shot themselves in the foot a lot and was unable to win at home. But Utah does get the win, and a big win nonetheless. Keeps them maybe – I think that the Big 12 is a one-bid conference most likely. But if some crazy stuff happens next weekend, maybe there's a shot they sneak in. I don't know. They had to win the games they had to win, but at the end of the day, they lost the big win to BYU, and that'll probably put them out. But Texas Tech, those 2 losses are just going to probably put them out.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to see. BYU, of course, they did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah,
they found a way to win again.
Started off really slow, 14-0 UCF before you could blink your eye, and you were like, "Wow, look at this!" And then BYU woke up.
Yeah,
so.
And you wonder, is BYU a first half team? Well, it didn't look like it. Are they a second half team? Kind of seems that way. But it's a successful Thanksgiving trip. For sure. The BYU basketball team had a very successful Thanksgiving trip down in Florida, too, by capturing the ESPN Events Invitational Championship at Walt Disney World. So how about two really good wins, winning the championship over Dayton over the weekend?
Yeah, that was the Miami game I watched as well. Quite a few players that I was not aware of for BYU that are good. You know about Richie, you know about AJ, you know about Rob Wright, but there's some nice role players on BYU's team this year that really, I think, are going to carry them deep in the tournament. I think this is a legitimate deep run in the Elite Eight, Final Four type team, just from what I'm seeing in the early season. So was really impressed with BYU basketball. I think it was the Terry Chocolate?
Terry Chocolate was the title sponsor.
I was watching that. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
I was surprised Dayton made it all the way to the final. There were some decent
pretty
teams in the
good.
field. Anthony Grant coaches that team. He does a decent job, but I didn't think Dayton would be there. And they gave BYU a tough game.
Oh, they throttled Georgetown. Georgetown must be awful this year. What is wrong with the Hoyas? They got blown out.
Yeah, it's sad for Georgetown. They've been down for a while now. Since Patrick Ewing did a bad job there, then they brought in Ed Cooley from Providence, who they thought would kind of right the ship there, but he really hasn't done that. So I don't know that Georgetown's really a great win for Dayton.
Yeah. Yeah. So good weekend. Utah football, BYU football, both winning. Utah Tech basketball, BYU basketball winning, SUU basketball had a nice weekend as well. We'll go into some of those stories a little bit more in depth as we get underway. Some of the other big stories from the weekend. I saw the headline yesterday. I haven't dug deep, but I was driving home yesterday. Got home last night pretty late. But Lane Kiffin taking the LSU job. You win the Egg Bowl, you're going to the college football playoffs, and you're bouncing. And it's your decision. It's your life to live. It's yours alone. I never want to judge somebody for making a tough decision because it's not easy, I'm sure. But this one, I think they wanted him to stay. And he clearly wanted to go. And a lot of people just wondering how in the world you can walk out on a team going to the college football playoffs for a team that's never been there, a team that's maybe got a chance to win a national championship, do some unprecedented things.
Yeah.
And he says, see ya, you're in good hands with the interim coach, and I'm going to LSU in the same conference.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's
Patino had a really good tweet. I'm not knocking football, but there's something wrong with their calendar. I'm at St. John's, and we are potentially a 1 seed and can win a national championship this year, and I leave in March? 3 question marks. What's going on here? I mean, it is true. I mean, he's making the comparison to the calendar of where we are. We're about to enter the college football playoff. Ole Miss is going to be in.
Right.
So for him to leave, he's doing what's best for him and his family and all that. And that's what he's going to fall back on. But the AD, from reading about this, he's got problems with the Ole Miss AD. He's got problems with their NIL structure. He just thinks that a lot could be much better for him at LSU. And he's a selfish person.
Yeah.
He's shown this multiple times, left Tennessee, left USC, left the Raiders, whether fired or left, it doesn't matter. He's always been one to not stay in one place. So I am not surprised by this. One of the Ole Miss student paper writers said, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, was the way they described Lane Kiffin. So I don't know that he'll ever anchor down at one spot. And if LSU is his end game where he wants to be for the rest of his career, might be. But I would wager on him leaving again at some point.
Yeah.
So,
Lane Kiffin is officially LSU's coach, something we've known could be coming for weeks.
Yeah.
But it kind of seems like, did he really do it? Did he really leave? And now that it's a reality, it's almost like, what? Why?
Right.
There's just layers to it. I mean, On3 Sports is reporting that he had this. This was premeditated. He lined up most of his offensive staff to join him at LSU, reported by ESPN. He's told them if they're not on the plane to Baton Rouge today, this is yesterday, they won't have a spot on his staff. So he did the ultimatum.
That's dirty.
I know.
Yeah,
he did
dirty.
the ultimatum to his own staff. This is being reported by On3 Sports 20 hours ago. He told his staff members, if you're not on the plane to Baton Rouge today, you won't have a spot on his staff. And there's word that he's tampering with all the good players at Ole Miss to try and bring them with him. Like, this is a big disaster, huge disaster. Which another tweet from David Pollock, which this is kind of developing into top tweets, but we continue to have a system in college football that allows you to tamper with other teams' coaches while the season is going on. Why? In what world? This crap needs to be fixed.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I mean, it's bad.
I don't like it, but it was his decision.
It was.
And so I'm not going to blame the system when he could have easily said, no, I'm staying. I'm seeing this through. I've got a good team. I want to win a natty for my university. So, and again, I'm not going to sit here and throw stones at Lane Kiffin, but he made the choice, then gave the ultimatum. And I just, it's hard to rally behind that. It's really hard and difficult for the common man to be like, good luck in LSU, man.
Yeah,
Thanks
wish
for
him
the
the
good
best.
times. I mean, if I'm an Ole Miss fan, I'm
furious.
really frustrated right now.
They waited by the airport. There's videos of Lane Kiffin driving to the airport, and there's just a throng of Ole Miss fans booing and flipping him off. And
Well, that's the problem. As an LSU fan, you're probably pumped.
yeah,
Your team just snagged their first choice. That was the guy they wanted.
the sexy Dave. Yep.
You know, debilitized a competitor in their best season, right? You're going to lose coaches. You're going to lose players in the portal.
And unfortunately for Ole Miss, I do think they fall into pretty much mediocrity after this. I don't know. I mean, I'm not 100% certain. This Golding, they named him head coach immediately after Lane was gone, their defensive coordinator. I don't know if that's the permanent hire or they use him for the playoff and then hire another coach after the season's over. But before Lane Kiffin came to Ole Miss, they were bad. And after he leaves, I think they will be bad.
These two schools have actually been telling each other to go to HE double hockey sticks for years. And LSU travels to Ole Miss next season.
Ooh, it's going to be hot.
Yeah.
The game day will be there.
But
Big Noon and game day be at the same
They'll be
spot.
there, both be there.
They need to both be there.
Look, as an objective observer, this is a very hard situation to process for me. I'm sitting here trying to process it, even when I heard the news, and it doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense to me. And I'm trying to be diplomatic about it. I'm trying to be, put myself in somebody else's shoes and live a day in their shoes and try to understand what they're going through. And it's hard for me because it seems like he had a really good thing going at Ole Miss. But
he's had good things going in other places.
He's always looked for the greener grass on the other side of the pasture.
Right.
That's just kind of the Lane Kiffin way.
Yeah.
But it's gutting for Ole Miss Rebel fans. I mean, man, I mean, Tommy Tuberville left him and wasn't gonna until he did back in the late 90s. I can't even name all their coaches since Tommy Tuberville. Like, they haven't been that relevant. And finally, they're relevant, and they lose their head coach and maybe a lot of their assistants as well.
Yeah.
Do we know how many of those assistants got on that plane?
We don't.
We haven't heard. This has been a big shell game, big shuffling everywhere, and we'll find out, I think, in the next couple days when all the dust settles. But
this is the tough side of the human interest side of me of coaching. Wives and kids and uprooted from schools and soccer teams and baseball clubs, and you got to jump and go. That's the life of a coach and a coach's family.
Yeah.
You just never know when everything's going to change in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
And how the dominoes will
hit the fan. I mean, this all happened so fast. I mean, everything just kind of, all the news is just coming out.
Do you blame LSU at all for going and getting Lane Kiffin? Is that irritatable offense for a lot of fans out there?
They're just doing what they got to do. LSU just
Yeah.
had a horrific hire in Brian Kelly. It went terribly, of course, and they're paying a massive buyout. They can't stand to have another bad coach. So they went for the best name on the market this year, and that's Lane Kiffin, and they got him. So I don't fault LSU for doing what they had to do as a program. They had to find the best man for them.
Yeah,
and then it leaves Ole Miss in a terrible situation heading into the playoff. I understand that, and I agree with Rick Pitino's tweet. The calendar is just messed up.
Yeah.
I mean, this is tough.
Well, look, Florida hired Tulane's John Summerall.
Yeah.
But he's going to coach
Tulane
in the playoff.
And there is word that Lane said to the AD, I want to coach it out, and they said no. I mean,
how can you know guys?
I know leaving for an in-conference school, and you can't have that. And Lane is going to start recruiting, and he's going to probably steal a ton of players from Ole Miss. So this is going to get super ugly, between Ole Miss and LSU.
Yeah, that huge storyline. Huge storyline. We're probably not done with that one. We'll probably circle back to that one a little bit later in the show. Jazz got hammered last night or yesterday. I don't know. there's just enough of the Jazz to kind of keep your interest and keep hope that the future looks bright. And then there's nights where you're just like, we're bad. And that was, Ace had 19. I guess if you're on the Ace Bailey bandwagon, you're watching to see how many points he had. Another solid performance, but you lost by 28 points.
Yeah.
Granted to Kevin Durant and the Houston Rockets, but home loss. It was a matinee Sunday game. When Nurkic and Ace Bailey are your stars of the game, hard to win, in my opinion, right now. I think you need more from other guys if you're going to consistently win in the association, and that just didn't happen again. Jazz, it's not like they shot it bad. They shot 44%, but only 28% from downtown. If you shoot 28% from three in the NBA, you're probably going to lose, and the other team's probably going to cover the spread, and that's what happens to the Jazz. Lowry had 18, Nurkic 14, Ace 19, Keontae George 0.
Wow.
Oh.
0 points in 19 minutes, 0 of 6 from the floor. He did have 8 turnovers and 0 points. We've been talking about his plus minus was the margin almost they lost by 27. Like, I don't know what happened. I was traveling home yesterday. I didn't watch this game, but Keontae, according to the box score, was atrocious.
And I think he's okay to have a few of those games because he's been one of the main reasons they've been, palatable this year. He's had a lot of big games for him. So I think they'll take a few duds from Keontae.
Yeah. Yep. And they got 0 points and 8 turnovers.
That's bad, yeah. But he's had some 30-point games too.
Bad. That is a benchable offense.
It's miserable, yeah, but it's one game out of 82.
That's like you coming into the show and stuttering the whole morning.
That's right.
Like what?
That's right. But you don't
That's
have to
not
worry.
doing your job.
You don't have to worry about me on game day, baby. I'm always ready.
Yeah. I've heard that before.
There's another interesting story that's developing, too. I don't know if this is going to be something the BYU fans want to, believe is true, but College Football Report has posted the odds to become the next Penn State head coach per Kalshi, which anyone who's not familiar with Kalshi, they're a trading site. It's kind of like Robinhood, politics, sports, entertainment, crypto. They trade everything and put odds on everything. So right now, the number one odds-on favorite guy to become the next Penn State head coach is none other than Kalani Sitake.
No.
26%.
Really?
It
No
is.
way.
It is.
I believe that, like the odds. But
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
There's word. Alex Markham, who works for Rivals for Utah, said, if the numbers I heard Penn State is willing to give Kalani Sitake are true, there's no way in hell BYU is matching it. I need more confirmation because I was just told it's, quote, 8 figures yearly. Wow. That's what he said. This is from Alex Markham, publisher for U Boys on Ute Nation, formerly Rivals and On3. So this is a reputable source. And he's saying that Penn State, who I've known this about Penn State, has a lot more money than BYU, for their football program. So if they want Sitake and Sitake wants money, which he's complained about his pay at BYU before behind closed doors, I've been told. So I think this might be something that he's interested in. I don't know if he'll take it or use it as leverage with BYU, but apparently Penn State has zeroed in on Kalani behind the scenes.
Yeah, you got Jay Hill in the wings. Go ahead. If you want to take the money and run, go ahead.
Ooh.
Go ahead. Jay Hill makes perfect sense right now. Just let him be the head coach. And I don't think
you think it'll just go along like a well-oiled machine without Kalani?
Look, I like Kalani, but I think Kalani is one of those coaches that really leads and is really the inspirational leader, and he lets his assistants do a lot of the X's and O's. I'm not saying he's not involved, but he's done a really good job of trusting the people around him, and I do think that bodes well for the predecessor.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of what ifs in that scenario.
Yeah.
What if the offer is right?
Just developing.
Yeah.
15 hours ago, that was.
Eight
figures
per year.
Yeah, per year.
Man.
Like $10 million a year.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's instantly what I went to.
Yeah.
And that's hard. I mean, that's generational money, right? That's
Sure.
Your kids are set up. Your grandkids are set. I mean, it's pretty hard if you get a 6-7 year contract to.
But Kalani's a perfect cultural fit at BYU. Is he a perfect fit at Penn State? I don't think so. I don't think it would be a good move
I think
for
a good
Kalani.
coach is a good coach.
I don't know that he would be super successful there. I don't.
Somebody thinks
Somebody
so.
does.
If your sources are true.
But I think this is now Rule's gone, Signetti's gone. All the top guys have re-signed and re-upped with their colleges. So Kalani is kind of one of the top names with a hot team that's won 10 games 2 years in a row. So I think there is, if you connect the dots a little bit, they might actually be trying to get him. And I don't know if he's willing to move everything and uproot and go to State College, but that is one of the preeminent blue blood jobs in college football. I'll say that.
There's pros and cons, right?
A lot of pressure.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure. Jimmy Franklin went to the playoff a year ago and got fired this year. Yeah. So there's no more like Alamo Bowls and being happy with that. You got to win big at Penn State, and they're tired of losing. And tired of losing to Ohio State and Michigan too.
Yeah.
So he's got to beat some big teams. So
speaking of which, one of the big college football wins from over the weekend, top ranked Ohio State, beating number 15 Michigan. Pretty soundly. Michigan scored first, and then it was all Buckeyes. 27-9, the final score in the Big House. There was a couple other interesting games. Number 16, Texas upsetting third-ranked Texas A&M, 27-17 down in Austin.
That was a big one. That's probably Arch's best game of his career. What
did I tell you about Arch? Give him some time. Let's see the season played out. And here you are saying, what did you just say?
I said the best game of his career. I didn't say he was good.
What did you say, though?
I said he had the best game of his career.
Oh, so it just took a while for him to get going.
Just 12 games into the year.
He's been good.
You were ready to bury him in the sand in week 1, in week 2, in week 3.
He was bad. Wasn't he bad? Am I wrong?
And you were trying to coax me into saying how terrible he was and jumping on Paulie's bandwagon. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. He hasn't started a lot of games.
It's hard to get you on my bandwagon, buddy.
Well,
There's always
you're
room
so
for you.
irrational. You jumped to 0 to 100 in 4.2 seconds like Tara's car. Like, I'm not jumping on big win. 27-17.
Yeah, but I mean, and
Paulie finally sees that playing and starting and gaining starting experience.
I'm sorry that
matters.
I was pissed off that he was the number 1 pick, the Heisman Trophy winner, without doing anything.
His last name is
It's not like he picked himself for those, though.
I get it, but still, I'm not a big hype guy when it comes to these like college quarterbacks. Unless they produce.
Was in heaven, he said, "I want to be a Manning, God. Will you send me to that family?" And God said, "Okay."
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah,
that's not how it works. He's still got to put in the work. He goes to the weight room.
He does.
Puts his pants on the same as you and I. He does. Blame the writers. Don't blame Arch.
Okay. All right.
Blame all the people that know his last name.
He seems like a fine kid. He does seem like a fine kid, but he had a lot of hype, and he didn't deliver for like the first 3 quarters of the season.
Kind of like West Virginia.
Oh, we just got bludgeoned this weekend.
That was bad. That
was really
embarrassing.
bad. Worst home loss since 1891. So,
did you guys ever even score? Last I checked, it was it was a shutout.
It was a shutout.
Oof.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Did anybody watch that game?
Did
you watch that game?
I checked on the score,
she
but
did check on the
he was
score.
like, "Dang."
More like a welfare check.
Hey,
on
what
Paul.
happened to
like a
Tennessee,
welfare
buddy?
check.
What happened to Tennessee?
They got smoked by Vandy.
They did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pavia.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt takes down
They're
number
probably
17,
in the playoff.
45-24 on the road. How about Pittsburgh getting blown out by Miami? I know Miami's got 2 losses, but the committee, that is one of the more intriguing storylines.
And they're not even in the ACC title game.
I know.
So they don't got a shot.
Are you? I don't.
I don't know.
I don't care if they lost 2 games in the middle of the season. They're a better team right now, and they look like one of the 12 best to me. You don't think the committee knows that?
So you'd take them over the ACC champion.
I'm not saying that.
Well, you're not going to get 2 bids from the ACC.
I'm not.
So.
I know, but man,
Miami's going to be out. I'm just giving you the facts. They're going to be out.
The way the committee has set it up, it looks that way.
Yeah.
And to me, they're one of the 12 best teams in the country. The way they're playing right now.
They should have not lost to Louisville.
They blew out Pitt. Blew them out.
Pitt sucks.
I mean, they were a top 25 team.
West Virginia beat Pitt.
Yeah.
So, I'm not a big Pitt guy, but Miami's lost to
I'm
Louisville.
just saying they're a top 25 team.
They
Miami
lost to
blew 'em
Louisville
out.
at home. That was the loss that put them out. If they could have been a one-loss ACC team, it just, but it's not going to work out for Miami.
BYU's a one-loss Big 12 team, and
Big 12's a one-bid
they're on the
conference.
outside looking in too.
I know. The SEC and the Big 10 are going to gobble
It's
up all
going
the
to be
spots.
really interesting to see what the committee does, and then Sunday we're going to know who's in or out. Sunday is the selection show.
Selection show. Can't wait.
So, right now, I mean, there's about 6 teams we know are locks, right? There's kind of the top 6 teams that we know are getting in.
LSU could have done BYU a massive favor by beating Oklahoma. They had them on the ropes, but they were unable to get it done. But Tennessee could have done them a favor by beating Vanderbilt. Like a lot of schools could have helped BYU.
At 8 would have lost. They would have certainly dropped below with their third loss, BYU, and it opened up maybe a second at-large bid.
Maybe. But those teams held serve and won. So.
Yeah. It's going to be really interesting. All right, we're off and running. We'll come back, some NFL stuff, studs and duds. We'll go dashing through the games.
We got big deal.
I know. Big deal, no big deal coming up next segment. Also, we'll catch you up on everything you need to know on a Monday morning. We're just getting started here. It's The Drive, off and running on a Monday. We love our Mondays from the Finley Hyundai Studios. Devin, Paulie, Terry, quick timeout, and we're back talking sports. Don't touch that dial. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It is a Monday morning. Hope you had a very happy Thanksgiving weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday with friends, family, and back to the grind for a lot of the nation today, right? Back to work, back to the norm, and feels good to get back in here in the studios and get things revved up for you on a Monday morning. Show today brought to you by Coral Canyon Golf Course. Get out and play. Great golf for a great price. They got an $80 December special starting today with lunch. Just call and ask for the special and book your tee times by calling 435-688-1700. Let's do it. We only do it once a week. It's that time. Yeah, nobody cares but us. Let's get to it right now. Tara's got the questions. Paulie and I will tell you if we thought it was a big deal or not from the weekend in sports. Here we go.
All right, big deal, no big deal. Lane Kiffin leaves Ole Miss at the altar, leaves players, coaches, and the program in the wake as he moves on to LSU.
Paulie, you want to go first on this one?
Yeah, this is a massive deal. Super hot topic on all sports forums, whether that be Twitter or Reddit or whatever, wherever you look. This has been one of the most captivating conversations, and I think it's a big deal. You know, anytime you uproot right before a playoff run where your team is on the precipice of doing something special, something Ole Miss has really, frankly, never really been in the discussion for in my lifetime. So this is something that Lane Kiffin built. It was come to the sip. He had T-shirts. He had the shark logos. He had all kinds of inside bits with his team. And it just seems as if he's for himself. I mean, that's the big deal about this is he decided to put everything else aside, all the history, all the things that he could have accomplished at Ole Miss to pretty much take the money and run. So it's a big deal. It just shows a character flaw in Lane Kiffin that he didn't want to coach out this season.
You know, I don't want to question somebody's decision because there could have been a lot that goes into it. And, you know, it would be very easy to sit here and absolutely just hammer down on Kiffin. How could you leave? How could you win the Egg Bowl? How could you even stay and coach with a conscience and then bolt to LSU? How could you walk out on the kids you recruited and told, let's win a championship together? Like, I'm with you, Paulie. It's very unsatisfying for people to look at this story. He had a great 6-year run with Ole Miss, and he's left them in a good spot going into the college football playoffs. And so I have a hard time saying anything but big deal. I have to agree with you. I mean, this is uncharted territory. We just don't see a coach that loves to win. What is the number one priority for coaches? A lot of coaches want to raise these young men. They want to win championships. They want to make memories that last a lifetime. They want to win championships, win conference championships, win national championships, win. It's all about winning. And Kiffin has done that for Ole Miss, and then he walked out on them despite the. I mean, and I can't even believe he'll ask them to let him keep coaching.
Yeah.
So they could maintain their high level of performance. And so, Friday's Egg Bowl was the last game he would coach the Rebels. And, he's taking his staff, and it's going to be really interesting. And this story will not go away on how many kids are going to go with him.
And how many coaches were on that plane.
Yeah.
Wondering which, I mean, that's kind of like the ultimate decision. Do you stay where you made your hay, or do you just take this new opportunity and uproot and go? Like, that's what I want to see is what remains of this staff that's going to be coaching a playoff team in a couple weeks. Like, who is going to be coach? I mean, we know this Golding is going to be the interim head coach or maybe the full-time head coach after the season, depending on how deep they go. But, man, like, to just completely just a massive disruption of your season. This is, if you're a kid on this team, if you're Trinidad Chambliss, the quarterback, you transferred from Ferris State, a D2 school, and now you're at Ole Miss. You're having the dream season. You're in the playoff, and then your head coach, the guy who calls your plays, is gone. So I just don't know how the kids can be okay with this.
Yeah, I mean, kids are resilient.
I know they're resilient.
Kids are tough.
They're tough, but this is bad. This is dirty. This is dirty. They should feel wronged, and I think they are.
And I kind of blame the system for putting Lane in this position a little bit. I kind of blame LSU for trying to maybe.
Did you just say don't blame the system the first segment? Yeah, I think you did.
Did I?
I said, I read the Pollock tweet, and then you said don't blame the system. Pollock was saying the system's the problem.
Yeah. Well, this is a hard one. This is really hard. I mean, and Lane Kiffin said that. He said, this is really hard. My heart is here, but I talked to some mentors. I talked to Pete Carroll and Nick Saban. And
Carroll, who bolted. That's not a great role model.
And he said, when Coach Carroll said, man, your dad would tell you to go. Man, take the shot. Take the shot. You've accomplished a lot here.
Pete, who left a bunch of crap in his wake when he left for the NFL. I'm sure he's a good role model.
Every coach, there's stepping stones to get to a higher job. There's always going to be the ideal, perfect job, the dream job. I don't know why that's so hard for coaches to not chase the dream job. You have a pretty good job with a pretty good income and a pretty good situation. You've got a really good football team.
Yeah.
You'd think it would have been enough where Lane could have said, you know what, the timing's just not right. Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah.
Yes, he's leaving money on the table. Yes, he's not going to Baton Rouge. And I don't know who he's got a relationship with at LSU, but they must have sold him. They must have some good salesmen down there in Baton Rouge.
I would say more than just good salesmen.
I mean, they
got a big bag of money like he's never made before. I mean, the contract details haven't come out, but there's rumors of $90 million for this.
Yeah.
So, that's one of the highest paid, not only college coaches, but he's going into that NFL salary at that point, more than a lot of pro coaches make. So, they are making sure, LSU, that they don't have another dud hire. They don't want another Brian Kelly. So they went out and got their guy. So I don't fault LSU for this. I fault Lane Kiffin for the way he handled this.
Yeah, but you know what? It's his decision.
He's a mercenary. Why should LSU go all in on this guy when he'll just uproot and go to wherever next? So
it's a great question.
Yeah.
I mean, reports are 7 years, $100 million is what I heard. That's what I heard.
It's 90, but maybe 100. Wow.
7 years, $100 million.
Wow.
That's a lot more money.
It is.
And when you're looking at that, I mean, the great American dream, get your worth, get what you believe you're paid to get. Market value is market value. And obviously, he's done a really good job calling plays for Ole Miss and turning them into a national championship contender.
Correct.
Yeah. All right, we got to move on.
All right, big deal, no big deal. Kennard Davis gets a DWI and marijuana possession and is back in the rotation 2 games later in the Terry's Chocolate Invitational.
Yeah, this is a big deal.
Yes, it is.
This is a big deal because that's a slap on the wrist. I mean, years ago when this happened, Brandon Davies couldn't play in the NCAA tournament.
Right.
Yeah, a different issue, but still a violation of the honor code.
No, it's not. It's not a different issue. It's honor code is honor code.
I get it.
Violation.
That's right.
What's different about it?
This is a weed thing, not a premarital sex thing.
It's still honor code is honor
still a
code.
violation.
I get it's an honor code.
I don't think that God ranks one more than the other, does he?
Probably not. I mean, I don't know. I don't know much about the honor code. I just know that it's normally a zero tolerance policy.
Correct. I don't think it matters if you had sex, if you got caught with a DUI, if you got caught with marijuana. I think the honor code violation is the honor code violation.
And my thing would be, the big deal is if this was a regular student, he'd be gone.
So you're saying you're implying that if he would have had sex, he would have been gone. Is that what you're implying?
No. I'm just saying if this was a regular student, he'd be gone. I think the only reason he's still on campus, still playing on the team, is because he's a good basketball player. And he had 18 points against Miami.
2 game suspension is what he ended up getting.
Correct.
2 game suspension.
2 game suspension against 2. I think he didn't play in the UConn game, but Yeah, this is.
I mean, look, if this happens at any other institution around the country, he might not even have got suspended for 2 games.
Maybe not, but I mean,
maybe a game, send him a message.
I don't know.
Maybe 2 games.
If you get in a wreck and all that deal like he did, I mean, there's a lot of people tweeting about this as well. So,
yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, it's like amongst the.
I mean, they're a top 10 team. They're a national championship contending team with AJ DeBanza, and he was a starter, and then this happened. And
Andy Larson, wait, Kennard Davis is back. Did BYU decide the honor code doesn't apply to athletes? Was his tweet. You know, so
it's a fair tweet.
It's a fair tweet.
And BYU's going to have to
answer
that.
There's a lot of defensive Utah or BYU fans on the replies saying, you know, just all kinds of stuff. Like, you don't know everything. You don't know this. But the police report's out. Criddle tweeted it. BYU star Kennard Davis was cited for marijuana possession and driving under the influence following a car crash and subsequent arrest in Provo, Utah, according to a redacted police report.
Yeah.
So, like, this is not Ambien. This isn't prescription drugs. This isn't that. This is weed. This guy was smoking and driving, like,
which is legal in a lot of states,
but not in Utah.
Correct.
So, and not by the honor code.
I know, but don't you feel like America has loosened?
Not BYU though, dude. Like, let's just be honest. The honor code is the honor code. When you go to BYU, that's why I'm so intrigued. Why all these star players are going to BYU, because they are literally signing up for the No Fun League. Yep. It's a training camp environment, the NBA training camp that Kevin Young has and all that.
You really believe that?
I mean, I think, why would these guys go somewhere they can't?
Because they're 19, 20-year-old kids. Just because they sign up for something doesn't mean they're not going to go screw up.
That's right.
Come on.
So what are you even saying here? You're like halfway in, halfway out. Should he be suspended, or are you cool with this 2-game suspension and throwing him right back on the court?
I don't care.
You don't care.
I don't care. To each their own, to each situation. Like, in a court of law, has he been convicted?
He should be, yes.
Is he?
There's
has
a police
he been
report.
convicted yet?
I don't know if he's gone before a judge yet, but it's the facts of the facts.
If he go, I think he could have another suspension coming, or no? This is the end of it.
I don't
know that. You don't know that. You know. You're ready to throw.
I'm just seeing him back on the court 2 games later. I'm like, all right, he's back. So
any other university in the country, he might not even have been suspended, is my point. And because it's BYU and because it's a religious institute, people want to hammer on BYU and take shots at BYU.
Or because they're rules and he's breaking the rules that he signed up for.
Allegedly.
No, not allegedly. There's a police report.
I understand that.
He did it.
I understand that, but there's a judicial process you have to go through.
So you think he's going to be not guilty?
No,
they found it in the car.
It doesn't matter what I think.
Yeah.
The process has to play out.
I know. I'm going to go ahead.
So if it comes out and he ends up getting convicted and gets charged with DUI, do you think there'll be another suspension coming?
I don't know.
Do you think his side of the story when he went to BYU and went to Kevin Young and stuff, maybe there's a difference?
His story's fine, but the police are the police, and it doesn't matter what he says.
So the police never make mistakes.
I mean, yes, they do.
Oh, really?
But I'm just saying this is a routine stop.
So they could have made a mistake. You're ready to butcher BYU over this story, and I'm like, I don't have all the facts, so I'm not going to jump on and pile on.
I'm just
saying. They suspended him for 2 games. They're going to have to deal with the questions that raises.
Yeah.
And if the judicial process plays out, maybe he's suspended again later. I don't know. You want me to pick a side on this? I don't have a side on this. Everybody's doing the best they can given the information they have. Like I'm not going to say it's no big deal. I think it is a big deal. It's a very, very peculiar situation to be in for an institution that has an honor code. He screwed up. It looks like. But, I mean, they suspended him for a couple games until the judicial system sorts itself out. Why do I want to penalize a young man that made a mistake when maybe basketball is the best thing to keep him out of more trouble?
It could have been for Brandon Davies, too.
I don't care what people think.
Could have been for Davies or Retzlaff, too.
Yeah.
They could have been great in their sports, but they were deprived of that opportunity.
Yeah.
So why is Davis allowed?
That's
my question.
I don't know.
You don't got an answer.
I don't.
So, yeah.
And neither do you.
I don't, but I'm just saying the facts are the facts, and he signed something.
Maybe somebody prayed about it, and that was the way they felt. Maybe it was just a feeling.
Well, I don't know.
Look,
He was experiencing some feelings behind that car. I'll tell you that.
Look, do you think that people don't make mistakes just because they're in a certain religion? Like, these kids are kids. Like, do you want him never to be able to play basketball? Do you want to make an example out of him? Or do you want what's best for the young man? That's the question
What
that I
was
have to
best
ask.
for Brandon Davies? Being expelled right before the NCAA tournament? Was that best?
I don't know.
That wasn't fair. Yeah, it's not fair, but
It's the rules.
Different leadership, different
like
times.
you say,
I don't
go
know.
to another school if you want to do that stuff. That's my thing. Like, why go to BYU? If you're going to smoke weed, if you're going to drink, if you're going to have sex, go to another school. That's my problem. That's my problem with this.
Yeah, you want everybody to follow the rules just like you do.
yeah, exactly.
Yep. You signed
right.
up to follow the rules.
I'm not saying I followed them all in college, but I didn't go to BYU.
Look,
so.
we are a very forgiving society. We're a second chance society. People want to see kids get a second chance in life and sports. I don't know. It's hard to compare it to Brandon Davies because that was 20. That's almost 20 years ago now, Paul. That's been a long time ago. I hate to say that time has changed because the policy hasn't changed. So you're not wrong on that.
Yeah.
The honor code is still the honor code. The violation is still the violation.
And we saw
it's
carnage
definitely
from
worth
it.
raising questions. You're not out of line raising questions about this.
I'm just saying he got ousted because of it. So let's just call a spade. They're kind of bending the rules here.
Yeah. Well,
So.
we'll see what happens. All right, we got one more. We done? Big
No,
deal,
we
no big
kind of
deal.
went long on that.
We went really long on that. Very hot topic. Yeah. Very hot topic. Hopefully you didn't lose too much mashed potatoes and turkey over that topic over the weekend.
Yeah.
With your Ute buddies and Cougar buddies. It's the same Thanksgiving feast. All right. We'll take a break in our Big Deal, No Big Deal brought to you by Coral Canyon Golf Course. Back in a flash. Rounding out hour one. Welcome back, everybody. It is The Drive show today, brought to you by Game Day Men's Health. Game Day Men's Health makes it easy for you guys. Man cave environment, snacks and drinks and TVs are always on. Sports is always at Game Day Men's Health. Doesn't matter what wing of the office complex you're in, they've got a game on, offering free testosterone tests. Feeling run down, feeling tired. You're Monday morning after a holiday weekend. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't get going, man. I just feel stuck in neutral. Could be low T. If you're over 40, need to know your T levels. That's where Game Day comes in with those free testosterone tests. Results back in 15 minutes. No guessing, no waiting, just answers quick. They're all about helping guys feel and look their best with weight loss, sexual performance products, peptides. I've been taking the BPC 157, which has been great, helping out with the old back, the old snowboard accident. We are live in the Finley Hyundai studios. Devin, Paulie, and Tara. We got riled up there for a minute, Paulie.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that on a Monday, buddy.
It's a hot topic.
Yeah.
There must be a little bit of a difference between the way they look at alcohol or drugs versus the way they look at premarital sex. That's my best guess. I don't know. I know you kept bringing up the Brandon Davies thing, and I know he admitted to having sexual relations with a woman, or a girl, or whatever the case was. That was back in like 2010, 2011. That's been 15, 16 years ago.
Yeah.
And you keep bringing that up because what's different about this case, and I don't have all the answers for you. I'm not a LDS expert.
Yeah.
I don't have all the answers. So
sure.
A hot topic though.
Really hot. I just got to say I was surprised when I saw him out there.
Yeah.
The length of suspension was very short.
Yeah, 2 games.
2 games, and he was back out there.
He had 18 points in the game back, too.
That's right. He was good. He was like one of the best players on the court. So,
I mean, he was arrested, November 13th, and he was playing by the end of the month. So he was, and I don't know how many practices he missed. I don't know how many team meetings he missed.
The games are the only thing we can see because we can watch, of course, but practice is close to the public, I believe. So he could have been, practicing all along.
Yeah. Good first hour. Covered a lot, but still got a ton to get into. We got the BYU and Texas Tech rematch coming up in the Big 12 championship game. That's going to be Saturday afternoon. Saturday. The line is out. Paulie said it's 12.
12 and a half.
12 and a half. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
12 and a half.
Yeah.
BYU is not favored. Sorry, Cougar fans. They're underdogs after losing by more than, what was it? 29-7?
29-7.
29-7 in the first meeting. So
this is super interesting from Kyle Van Noy, who's really outspoken about the BYU football program. Always has been.
Yeah. Kyle's a great follow.
He is. If Florida was smart, they would be trying to get Kalani to be the head coach of their program. He can recruit and relate to folks down in Florida. They are tripping if they don't. Penn State is a very smart school trying to pluck Kalani, but personally don't like my guy in the Northeast. Personal opinion, not saying he would do bad. He would embrace all the former players of Penn State, which they have tons in the league. My guess is BYU would be happy to give their coaching chair to Jay Hill in a heartbeat. Don't be shocked when this happens, but BYU should definitely go all in on football, NIL, facilities, even if they say even more, plus pay the coach who they should have done before. We shall revisit this soon.
Either Kyle's typing is wrong or you're reading is wrong because you lost me on the last little bit, how that flowed.
Okay, don't be shocked when this happens, but BYU def should go all in on football, NIL, facilities, even more, plus pay the coach who has done so well.
So they're saying re-up, match, don't lose Kalani.
That's right.
And if he just thinks Penn State's not the ideal fit, it would make more sense. Florida already hired Summerall.
This was 13 hours ago, so maybe he didn't see that.
Yeah. Interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, hour 1 in the books. Hour 2 coming up. Lots to get to from the Finley Hyundai Studios. Stay with us, everybody. It's The Drive. Hour 2, here we go. Rev it up, Southern Utah. 99.9, 99.5, The Fan. Also on 95.3 in St. George. You can catch us on 93.1 in Cedar City. On the app, on the website, thefansportsnetwork.com. And happy Monday, everybody. NFL standings have a different look, a surprising Sunday, wouldn't you say, Paulie, in Week 13?
Yeah, I would agree.
A couple things that stand out. We haven't even talked. We went an hour. We haven't even really talked NFL yet. The Jags lead the AFC South.
Yeah. Or do they?
Yeah, with the tiebreaker. They
really?
do.
Wow.
Yep, because the Colts got upset by the Texans.
That's right.
In the NFC, the Bears are sitting atop the conference due to a tiebreaker with the Rams after LA was stunned by the Panthers. Can you believe right now that after Week 13, the Ben Johnson B-E-A-R. Oh, the Bears! The Bears! I can't even spell it. Just say it like Saturday Night Live says it. The Bears!
The Bears.
There you go.
It didn't roll off the tongue like I wanted to when I spelled it.
Yeah.
I was trying
I
for
noticed that
emphatic.
as you were going. It was choppy.
B-E-A-R-S. Yeah, it didn't roll off the tongue.
The Bears.
They're sitting atop the conference due to the tiebreaker with the Rams after the Rams got stunned by the Panthers. Broncos managed to keep pace in the AFC.
Yeah.
They win in overtime over the Commanders last night in Sunday Night Football.
Yeah. Disappointing, but 2-point play was there. If it could have gone over the head of Benito, but Mariota just threw it low. I mean, he didn't get it up any loft on the ball, so disappointing. But
Lacked elevation.
Exactly. Yes, it did.
I mean, is it just me or is there a lot of deflected balls this year in the NFL?
There is. There has
I would
been a
love to
lot.
look at the stat of batted balls and see if that has increased, because everywhere I turn, I feel like quarterbacks are just getting balls knocked down.
And our quarterbacks, because we're in the mobile quarterback era where quarterbacks like to run a lot more, are we seeing less prototypical 6'5" rocket arm quarterbacks and more of these like 6 to 6'2" guys? I feel like most of our quarterbacks are a little shorter these days, you know? At least my teams in the NFC East, I mean, we don't have the huge dudes like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. Like, I know Drew Brees was short, but like it seems as if you're right. A lot of batted balls, and could that be a correlation between the heights of the quarterbacks? I don't know. You know,
I mean, Sam Darnold is how tall? 6'3", 6'4"?
I think he's tall. He's one of the taller ones. He's
short.
a prototypical one.
And I bet he had 5 or 6 batted down balls. And look, the Seahawks won 26-0. It was a cruise control victory. But there was just a lot of everywhere I looked yesterday. I just felt like there was a lot of batted balls, and I feel like that is increasing across the league. Something we'll have to look up. Terry, you checking on that?
I'm trying.
Yeah,
Look at her on it.
yeah, she's working on it.
Yeah, she's working.
Let's go.
Says I have to make a free account.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What the heck?
I know. On stat rankings.
Everybody
Stat
wants
rankings.
Yeah.
They want some clicks.
Right?
Quick recap, though. The games from this week in the NFL. You go back to Thanksgiving Day, since it's the first show since Thanksgiving for us. Packers beat the Lions 31-24. Didn't think that was going to be such a high-scoring game at the start, but it ended up being kind of a little bit of a shootout there with Love tossing 4 touchdown passes on Turkey Day. Good performance there for the Utah State Aggie, spoiling that game in Detroit. Cowboys-Chiefs lived up to the hype. Don't look now, but the Cowboys are coming a little bit, and the Chiefs are in trouble. And both these teams were kind of in desperation mode, needing to win, and the winner kind of hoping to jockey for position in the playoff race. And it looked like the Chiefs were going to cruise. You know, Dak threw an interception on the opening drive, but it ended up being a shootout as well. Some really good. The morning and the afternoon game on Thanksgiving were sensational, Paulie.
Oh, yeah.
I would agree.
The nightcap. Joe Burrow, if you're a Bengal fan, good to see him back. Bengals smashed the Ravens 32-14.
He was available on our wire in fantasy football. I scooped him up, started him. So he played pretty well.
Yeah, he had 2 touchdown passes.
Touchdowns.
Probably got you 20 points.
20, yeah.
Dashing through the games, Bears beat the Eagles 24-15 on Black Friday.
Yeah, that was a, I think the Eagles, a lot of people starting to feel like the Cowboys could give them a run in the NFC East. I think if Dallas wins out and if the Eagles lose a few games, there's an opportunity for Dallas to win the NFC East. So
what's crazy is all the favorites on Thanksgiving and Black Friday, all the favorites lost outright. Throw the points out the window. The favorite teams all lost.
Dog money line parlay would have paid big, buddy.
14 dog money line holiday parlay would have paid really, really nicely. There's no question
for some
about
Christmas
that.
presents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It scares me that's where your mind goes instantly.
That's right.
Other games on Sunday, Texans beat the Colts 2016. I'm pretty impressed. I know Danny Dimes is playing for a long-term contract, but he's playing with a fractured fibula. And he's out there playing.
Yeah.
But you knew he wasn't going to run very much. He just kind of struggled completing some passes. They couldn't get Jonathan Taylor going, really. I mean, 21 carries gave him the ball a lot, but his longest run was 12 yards, and he ended up with 85 yards. They tried and tried and tried against that good Houston defense, and D'Amico Ryans and this team is coming all of a sudden. The Texans are heating up a little bit.
Yeah. I've been surprised by the Texans a little bit. Stroud being out on the shelf, but now he comes back, and he looked good. So I'm excited for the Texans in that race in the AFC South.
Jags beat the Titans 25-3. Nothing to see here, really.
Yeah. Titans are horrific.
Yeah, they played some close games, but that was not one of them yesterday. Panthers over the Rams. This was the shocker in the league. Everybody, myself included, has seen how good the Rams have been.
Yeah.
And they go to Carolina and get beat 31-27. And Matthew Stafford looks human. 243 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions. And Bryce Young, 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. It tells you the importance of taking care of the football. Now, one was not necessarily all Stafford's fault. It got deflected off the line and popped up into the air and intercepted there. The other one certainly was his fault. But, man, that 4th down play, I don't know if you were watching this game, Paul, but there was a 4th down play where Bryce Young, instead of trying to go for the first down, takes a shot to Tet McMillian, and they get the touchdown. It was like 4th and... I think it was 4th and 8 or 4th and 9, and they get like a 42-yard bomb for a touchdown, and you're like, wow, Carolina is probably one of the more surprise teams in the NFL.
I would agree. I mean, and Bryce Young, this is from PFF, Pro Football Focus on Twitter. Bryce Young, when trailing versus the Rams, 8 of 10, 167 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a perfect 158.3 passer rating. So he had ice in his veins.
He's getting better with experience.
I mean, there was a lot of people, including people in the Panthers organization, that were thinking about moving on from him. They benched him last year for Andy Dalton, let him come back. He played well towards the end of the season, but this year he's taken another step up, I feel like, Bryce Young. So
I agree.
I think he might I categorize rookie quarterbacks, if they hit or bust, as if they sign their second contract. I think Bryce Young will be offered a second contract with the Carolina Panthers after this season.
I wouldn't be surprised the way they're playing right now.
Yeah, and where he was picked.
Yeah.
Number 1 overall, right?
So, a lot of pressure on that.
A lot of pressure.
And sometimes it takes some time.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at some of these quarterbacks that have found in Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold. You look at some of these veteran guys.
I know he's
that
not
have
playing well,
around.
but Geno he won
Smith.
Comeback Player of the Year for the Seahawks and had a good career there.
Yep. So, Dolphins beat the Saints 21-17.
Yeah. No surprise, really, right?
No. Tyler Shuck, though, he's probably won this job. 239, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Like, he's scoring some fantasy points. He's moving the offense. It's just they have to throw so much because they're always behind.
Sure.
Jets beat the Falcons 27-24. The Falcons. Oh, Kirk Cousins. 21-33, 234, 1 touchdown. And they miss Drake May. He's a dog. They miss Drake May. Or Drake London, sorry. Wrong Drake. Drake London. It must be a Monday morning.
We talk about Drake May a lot on this show.
Yeah.
So.
We sure do.
Sarah gave me a look like, wrong Drake, Devin. I know my Drakes. He's the second best Drake in the NFL.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
right.
Yeah.
49ers took care of the Browns. Shadur made his second pro star. Things weren't great.
Weren't
But
as rosy.
no, he did. He missed a wide open Jerry Jeudy on the first drive.
I saw that. I was watching the first couple minutes.
Bounced back and percentage wise was able to complete some throws. Led that touchdown drive. Harold Fannin got the 2-point conversion, had an 8-7 lead, and that was about it.
Yeah.
Shedeur 16 to 25, 149 and a touchdown.
149.
That's not good.
Yeah, no, that was all he could muster. A couple other scores to run through. Bucks beat the Cardinals 2017. Baker Mayfield's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played through an AC joint, I think.
I didn't even think he'd play this week with a sprained AC joint.
Yeah.
But he actually played well, high level, and Cardinals hang in there. They cover, but Baker and the Bucks needed to get off the schneid, and they did. Bills clobber the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers took a shot, got a bloody nose, landed on his cast, left, came back. Obviously, the Bills needed a win in the competitive AFC, and they cruised in Pittsburgh, and the Steelers' offense was completely inept.
Yes.
He threw his receivers under the bus after the game.
He did. That's the
yeah.
second time he's done that in 2 years. He did it with the guy that they traded to the Steelers. Said he ran the wrong, that receiver. I can't remember his name last year. That he was killing him. Said he ran the wrong red line. He was like, he needed to be on the line.
I'm trying to think who that was.
I know. He got traded to the Steelers. It's a nondescript receiver, but he was just grilling him. And now he's grilling these guys again. So Rodgers has a problem with accountability, and the quarterback and the coach should always at the presser say, it's on me. I was the one that should have delivered more, made plays. Like, you should never throw your receivers under the bus.
Take it to the locker room and have it out there. But yeah, take some responsibility, at least in the press.
I mean, Washington, 2 catches, 45 yards. DK Metcalf, 3 catches, 32 yards. Your running backs are catching more balls than other wide receivers or tight ends.
He's the trigger man, though.
Freiermuth didn't even have a catch.
I know.
Or a target.
So who is that on, though? I mean, we don't watch the all 22s that show the views from behind and who's open.
Steelers fans were chanting, fire Mike Tomlin after the game.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And I have been in that camp because they haven't won a playoff game in almost 10 years.
Be careful what you wish for.
I know, but how many years can you go 9-8 and be happy with it and lose in the first round of the playoffs?
If you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a chance.
I get it, but Tomlin's message might be stale at this point. I've been saying that for a while. I mean,
could be. Be careful what you wish for.
I get it, but I think they can improve I think he would benefit from going somewhere else, and they could benefit by bringing someone else in.
New.
Yeah.
Seahawks blanked the Vikings 26-0.
Who was the quarterback for the Vikings?
Max Brosmer. Brosmer.
He probably had a tough day.
He threw 4 picks.
Yeah. Yeah, it was probably a tough day for him.
Yeah. Seattle played well, though.
Yeah.
That defense, believe it or not, that's their first shutout of the season.
Your boy in Jigba, though, it hurts his pace. He didn't have a big game.
Oh, what's he got to average 117 instead of 108? I mean, yeah, they didn't. I didn't like Kubiak's play calling much in this game, but when you win 26-0, it's hard to argue.
Mm-hmm. Did they take him off the field towards the end?
Yeah, Jackson Smith. They brought Drew Lock in to hand the ball off. They kind of called off the dogs there in the fourth quarter. About 5 or 6 minutes left to go in the game.
Yeah.
Chargers clobber the Raiders 31-14. Justin Herbert, scary moment in this game though. Injures his non-throwing hand. They take him to the locker room. Trey Lance had to take some snaps while Herbert wasn't on the field, but he comes back out with a white glove on his left hand. Wasn't exactly great in the return of the game. Threw an interception into the end zone, but the Chargers, picked off Geno Smith on a crazy double deflection near the sideline. I don't know if you guys saw that play or not. And then the Chargers were stuffed on the ensuing 4th down. And it gave the Raiders some hope there, but just another loss for Mark Davis and the Raiders, the 31-14, the final in that one. And your Sunday night game might have been the best game of all of them as it played out. Broncos-Skins goes to overtime. Both score touchdowns. Broncos score first. Redskins answer. They decide to go for 2, which was probably a good move because your defense was gassed at that point.
Yeah.
Right.
And
they throw it right into the defensive end on the left side who bats it out of Marcus Mariota's hand, and game over. And I was yelling at my TV last night. I'm like, I had gotten home, long drive. I'd settled in, watched the entire, fourth quarter of that game. And I'm like, how do you go fight with 53 guys all the way and then run that play and have that happen at the end and not even get the ball out of the pocket or into the end zone for a guy to have a chance to make a catch? It's just mind-boggling to me that Mariota
Did that.
Yeah, I had
threw it right into the defensive end's
couple
hands.
people from our fantasy league texted me, and they were like, you guys should kick a field goal here. You should kick the PAT. DC Sr. was saying that. And Dale, who's a Bills fan, wanting the Bills to get a game back from the Broncos, was rooting for us too. And I was like,
sure.
I like the 2-point here. I like to go for it. I like to try and win the game because you're probably not getting the ball back. There was only 4 minutes left in overtime when they scored. So, yeah, tough call. I think it was a good play call, whether you think so or not. I just think the throw is bad.
That's what I'm saying.
McNichols was wide open. He would have walked in if he caught the ball.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how Mariota gives everything he's got and throws it right into the defensive end. Move around, find a throwing lane. Like you have to you got to get that pass to your back to give him a chance.
Yeah.
That is mind-boggling to me.
Well, maybe it was a different quarterback that subbed in. Maybe it wasn't Mariota. It was Mariota, who Chris Collinsworth made very clear to pronounce that T every time he said his name. First time I've ever heard that.
Mariota.
No, I think it's like the Mariota. I think that's the way it's said.
Mariota.
Yeah, he was saying the ta very pronounced last night.
Yeah.
So
was it bugging you?
it was bugging me.
It clearly was,
I
yeah.
had never heard it said that way from his college days to his pro days, and now he's on my team.
Oh,
and,
boy.
Yeah, it was annoying me a little bit.
I thought it was Marcus Mariota.
Yeah,
I thought that's how you said it.
Yeah, I don't think there's any.
They must have sat down in the meeting and said, "Now, remind me how to say your." Do you think after all these years, all of a sudden, Collinsworth and Tirico were like, "What's the exact pronunciation of your name, Marcus?"
I don't know if Marcus.
Or maybe Marcus was just messing with him and told him that, hey, you guys have been saying my name wrong. This is actually how you say it, but it was like as a joke.
Could be.
I actually am going to try and find the Roger Goodell pronunciation of his name at the draft.
Oh boy.
Have you ever heard this?
I think I vaguely remember him botching it, but I can't remember how he botched it.
Oh, it was terrible. I think I found it here. It's bookmarked.
Yeah.
Let's see if this is I want this pronunciation to be known because I think his name has been botched a lot, and maybe he's just kind of quiet about it. But yeah, this was the draft day for Marcus. How Goodell says it is just genius.
It's genius. Hang on, give me 1 second so I can pull it up.
Yeah, this was good. I don't know if you remember this.
We'll see.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was hilarious when they said it this way, but.
With the second pick in the 2015 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Marcus Mariota.
Mariota. Okay.
So that's not how Collinsworth was saying it.
No. I think it's a tough name, but it's not like Ialama whatever.
Right,
Lamaliva.
yeah.
Lamaliva, you know?
No, I know. That leaves one game tonight. Patriots, Giants. We'll have a watch party over at Wingnuts. You'll have, your normal Monday night. We'll have a few TVs probably with, maybe a college hoops game or an NBA game or a hockey game, and then pretty much everybody there for Giants, Patriots. Jackson Dart is back taking on Drake May. Will that make a difference in the outcome? Paulie, you got the code words for tonight. If you come to Wingnuts and you give these two alumni names to your server, you get a couple extra entries into the opportunity drawing to win the jersey, other cool prizes that we draw for at halftime every Monday night.
All right, for the Giants, this guy haunted my team for years when I was younger. I hated this guy. How about Tiki Barber?
Ooh,
always had big
I like
games.
Tiki.
Rondé's brother.
Yeah, he's from Virginia, from my granddad's hometown in Southwest Virginia, Tiki Barber. So I'll go with him for the Giants. And let's see, for the Patriots, let's go a defensive player. How about Richard Seymour?
Okay.
Hall of Famer, Richard Seymour.
There you go.
Yeah.
Richard Seymour. And going with Tiki Barber. Those are your code words. If you come to Wingnuts tonight, if you wear a jersey, you get one. You get one for being there. If you have the code words, you can get up to 4 just when you sit down.
Yeah.
And then as you order appetizers, you get tickets. Entrees, you get another ticket. I mean, they just keep the tickets coming.
Yeah. It's a
You just
ticket
keep
fest.
the food and the drinks and the tickets coming at
Got
Wingnuts.
bingo tonight, buddy?
Oh, we got bingo.
We got bingo. Good.
Polly's bingo happening tonight.
Been hot the last couple weeks.
Let's go.
Every card gone.
Yeah.
Love it. No, we'll see you over there. Hopefully you can join us tonight. Again, Tiki Barber and Richard Seymour. Those are your code words. All right, got to take a break. When we come back, lots more to get to on a Monday morning on the Fan Sports Network. Stick with us. Hey, we're back. What's up, everybody? Show today brought to you by Finley Hyundai. Get on over there. Check out all the great deals they've got at Finley Hyundai on the Santa Fe, the Tucson, the brand new Palisade. Go see the new location. They're sneaking up. It'll be they moved in about a year ago now. They moved in right at the end of last year in December, and hard to believe it's been 12 months at that brand new location off exit 13. Still on the saving side of the freeway, just a brand new home over there off exit 13 in Washington. Save every day at Finley Hyundai. Devin, Polly, Tara, hour 2. Let's get to some good local sports weekend.
Oh, yeah.
It was let's dive in. We mentioned Utah Tech basketball won a game you heard on the airwaves Saturday afternoon. Caden and the guys had the game. I was out of town, beating UC Riverside at home 77-69. It was a great bounce back win after losing to Portland State 68-63, and so you needed to get back to 500, and they did. And Ethan Potter continues to play really well, Paul. 11-19, 26 points in the victory.
Yeah, career high.
Yeah, career high for EP. 12 apiece for Belonga and Owana. Good to see Madiba have a little bit better performance. He's kind of struggled a little bit more than I thought. I thought we would see a huge uptick in production.
Yeah.
Just the year of experience under his belt, knowing, there's the freshman hump to get over. He had all that athleticism, and I thought we would see him make that big jump forward, and he hasn't. And maybe that game will get him going. Goes 5 out of 8, 12 points. Helping with 5 rebounds and 2 assists and a steal. So a little bit better box line there for Madiba Owana. Holt got in a little bit of trouble, only played 9 minutes. I don't know if he got banged up or what. I was walking downtown Anaheim about that time the game was being played. But a nice win. Nice win by 8 at home. And you go to Santa Clara on Wednesday. Next game will be on the road against the Broncos on Wednesday.
Do we have any timetable on Marvell Allen's return date? Or
Whenever his doctors clear him.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't have any firm
I
timetable.
I've heard.
I think they are missing.
I've heard December for the word December.
All right.
And I don't know if that's early December, mid December, late December. If it's late December, that could push to January. I don't know. I don't think that Coach Judkins knows exactly when the doctors will say you're 100% clear to go. I mean, after 2 major surgeries. Sure. I'm sure that Marvell's team wants to make sure he's 100% healthy because they don't want to rush him back because he's sat out long enough. What's another couple weeks to make sure he's fully healed?
Not risk another injury. But.
But he will presumably add some depth and another dynamic weapon to
more than depth. I'll say for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean,
probably be a starter on this team.
Well, under normal circumstances, absolutely. Do they start him right out of the gate? Do they bring him off the bench? Just let him kind of get his feet wet? I mean, there's such a thing as game shape that he's probably not in.
Yeah, he's probably not in game shape.
So, if you missed 10 games already.
Yeah. But I just wondered if the plan was conference play or, this month or, I'm just kind of wondering because it does look like this team is better than last year's team.
Yeah.
I think I can say that pretty matter of fact. I think that this team does have more potential. I think they have more star power. Ethan Potter's a really nice piece down low. I think he's the best big man that Utah Tech's had in some time. But I think they do need a dynamic guard on the perimeter. They need a guy who can slash, can shoot, can really do it all, kind of be like a Cam Gooden type player for them. So they need that on the floor. So I think that could be Marvell, and I'm very excited and anticipating his return.
I think it was a risk that the Blazers were willing to take, knowing that he had not 1 but 2 catastrophic injuries in a row. Was in that same class as Cooper Flagg and Asa Newell, and played high school basketball down there with those guys. Derek Queen was also on that team. They were loaded.
Yeah,
loaded.
Yeah.
So, again, Santa Clara on Wednesday next up for the Utah Tech men's basketball team. They're sitting at 5-5 overall, and conference play starts this month. Sleepy first quarter, but BYU wakes up in time to beat UCF 42-21 in the team's home finale. Utes used a fourth quarter surge to rally past Kansas 31-21 on the road.
Yeah.
So BYU ends the regular season 11-1, 8-1 in the Big 12. They're headed to the Big 12 championship game next week. This week now they'll play Texas Tech. they're 11 in both the AP and the coaches poll. So BYU sitting there at number 11.
BYU football has tweeted out their resume and 6 factors that are a reason they should be a playoff-worthy team, and they say facts, not narratives. They own the number 6 strength of record, ranking just ahead of Ole Miss, Alabama, Oklahoma, Texas Tech, Vanderbilt. They're one of 2 teams in the FBS with 4 or more road wins against bowl-eligible teams this season. They also are one of 2 teams in the nation with their only loss coming on the road against a CFP top 10 ranked team. They have 6 wins versus FBS teams with winning records, tied for the most among teams ranked in the CFP. And their strength of schedule ranks 35 ahead of, 35 may sound low, but that's ahead of Ole Miss, Notre Dame, Miami, Indiana, Ohio State, and Texas Tech. And their last quantifying factor, BYU has more double-digit margin wins with 8 than Alabama and Oklahoma, 2 bubble teams. So BYU football making their case for the CFP.
Yeah.
But I think the only way they get in is if they beat Tech.
Yeah, I think so too.
I would like to buy everything you just said.
Yeah. I mean, that's what BYU football's saying, not what I'm saying. And those are facts, not narratives. Those are numbers. I
mean, look, there's 4 Big 12 teams in the national top 25 ranking this week, led by Texas Tech. They move up a couple spots to number 5 in the latest poll. Does anybody care about the polls with the college football playoff rankings coming out tomorrow?
I mean, the AP and coaches kind of go the way of the dodo bird after the CFP rankings start coming.
Utah actually drops a spot from 12 to 13 in the poll. Mm-hmm. So BYU's 11, Utah's at 13, Texas Tech is 5, and then of course Arizona beat Arizona State, so they were not ranked, but they jump into the top 25 with that win over number 20 Arizona State.
Wow!
So hey, not just a basketball school this year; the football team is ranked.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Believe it or not. Okay. Other storylines, BYU basketball wins the Terry Chocolates, ESPN at the Worldwide in Orlando. Very successful trip. The big storyline, Paulie, that you used in Big Deal, No Big Deal was Kennard Davis back from a 2-game suspension after he was charged with DUI and possession of marijuana. Mm-hmm. And BYU beats Miami, then beats Dayton, and they're the championship winning team. And KY's got the Cougars at 6-1, or what, 9th in the latest rankings.
Yeah.
They've trailed at halftime in 4 of their 7 games.
And Miami, they trailed at halftime in both those games. I was watching some.
But BYU, get this, holds a plus 86 point differential in 7 second halves in 2025.
Sounds like it's safe to say they're a second half team.
Well, talk about in-game adjustments, chalk talk, motivation at the half, whatever it is. They have been really good. I mean, they were down. They did not look good at all in the first half against Dayton
or Miami.
And they were down they were on a 15-0 run at one point there in that second half, and all of a sudden take control of that game and even led by as many as double digits there.
And probably one time where Richie Saunders will have one over on AJ DeBonza. Not many events does AJ not win MVP or whatever, but the MVP of the Terry's Chocolate Invitational was Richie Saunders. So good for him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I really wanted to say, hey, BYU's got a big 3, but they really got more of a fantastic 5, because everybody talks about DeBanza, Richie, and Rob Wright, right? Those are the big 3.
Yes.
But you mentioned it earlier. Don't forget about the other guys, Kiva Keita, Kennard Davis, and even that depth at the bench. Yeah. This is a really well-rounded KY-led Cougar team.
They got a good team.
Going to be in the top 10 all year long, I think.
Yeah, and the Big 12 is going to be, a marathon to get through, of course, with all the good teams all the tough environments.
I remember you saying before the season started, how many games will they lose in November? Because they had a pretty tough schedule, with UConn and Miami and some big-time matchups.
Still to go, right? Yeah. I think they still got a few more.
And right now, Just one loss. Just one loss, and that was a 2-point loss to UConn. They came back, just couldn't finish the deal. Ended up losing 96-94 to UConn.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say the hype is living up to the hype at this point for BYU basketball.
I would say that they're delivering on the hype, BYU basketball.
Now Dawson Baker's been out. That's a loss for the Cougars bench.
Yeah,
they didn't have one 3-and-D weapon there.
So here are their wins thus far. If you go through BYU, Villanova, that was in Vegas, a neutral site.
Good
Holy
win.
Cross, Delaware, lost to UConn. You beat 23 Wisconsin. You beat Miami. You beat Dayton. So pretty good start, I would say, for BYU. There's a lot of Power 4 programs, high major programs that you're beating. You still got Clemson. Is the last of the tough opponents in the non-conference. That's a 7-1 Clemson team. You'll be playing them in the Jimmy V Classic. So that's really the last big-name opponent in the non-conference schedule.
One other BYU story is L.J. Martin went through the Senior Day ceremony Saturday. Did you notice that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's going to go.
Which tells you that,
it's NFL.
He's probably heading to the NFL.
Yeah.
At least that's the way he's leaning. You don't go through the Senior Day. You don't go to, the coaching staff and say, "Hey, honor me," unless you're going to the NFL.
No, you don't do that twice. So
yeah,
he's definitely on his way out.
I mean, he's a junior. He does have one more season of eligibility, but he is draft eligible. He's probably going to choose to participate in the Senior Day activities. I'm sure he'll be, an all-star in the bowl, or the what is it nowadays? The blue. Oh, there's two of them. There's two, showcase bowl games. And I'm drawing a blank on a Monday morning of either of them.
Oh, the Shrine.
The Shriners.
Yeah, the Shrine. East-West Shrine Bowl.
Yeah. And then there's another one. And half of them go to one, and half of them get invited to go to the other one. And look, I've been saying for a long time that L.J. Martin looks like an NFL back to me. And I think a lot of the nation have seen that the last couple of weeks with BYU's, lofty ranking.
In the Cincinnati game, he really just was unstoppable. Had over 200 total yards. So he's proven that he gets better as the games go on later in the season. He's still running hard. So I think he's going to be an NFL back. You were right about that.
Yeah. High school, of course, you had a little moratorium there over the Thanksgiving break, and everybody's going to get back at it, hard at it this week. You look at the latest Des News rankings, Pauly.
Yeah.
And the Pineview Panthers all the way up to 11th in the all classifications top poll. Flyers are up to 12th.
Yeah.
In the top 20 polls. So right now, Pineview at 11, Dixie at 12. They've kind of established themselves as the two teams to beat. Obviously, the noteworthy win both of them had was over preseason number 1, Provo.
Yeah.
And both of them handled their business there. Hurricane has also popped into the top 5.
Yeah, all three, Dixie, Hurricane, and Pineview, haven't lost a game yet.
Yeah.
So, good starts for those teams.
And Crimson lost their season opener, and I still think they're very dangerous, and I think we'll see maybe the Mustangs ranked if they can figure out, the rebounding and the size differential. They don't have a true big.
Yeah.
But Snow Canyon's off to a good start. Cedar basketball, Tyrole's off to a really good start. It's going to be a fun high school hoops Region 9 season, Paul.
Yeah, it will be. I think it's going to be a really last year there was a lot of parity, and I think there will be this year.
By the way, Cedar plays tonight at home against Virgin Valley. So the Bulldogs up from Skeet to Cedar City for a non-region basketball game. So that'll be tonight up there in Cedar. So that'll be fun to see how that plays out. Orem is at Hurricane tomorrow night. Pineview is at Canyon View tomorrow night. So you do have some other games being played as we get back to hoop on the hardwood on a Tuesday. You got 2 Region 9 teams playing tomorrow night as well. So we got some early week non-conference tilts. The games are going to start coming at you fast and furious in the weeks to come. All right, that's a little roundup on what's going on with local sports. Hear from your hometown sports leader, the Fan Sports Network. We'll take a time out. when we come back. Lots to get to. We'll remind you the code words. I'll tell you what's going on at Wingnut tonight for our Monday Night Football watch party. Plus much, much, much more. Not done yet. Big finish coming on the drive. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It is The Drive. You're waking up this morning. A lot of people going to be talking around the water cooler about college football playoffs. A lot of people going to be talking about their favorite NFL team in the hunt for the playoffs. A lot of people going to be talking about Lane Kiffin going and walking away from a college football playoff and a chance at a natty to go coach LSU. The details of the contract have come out. It looks like 7 years, $91 million, but Paulie, it looks like there's a bunch of incentives in here for Kiffin to make a bunch more money based on performance, which is a way to obviously get him to go win a national championship and then reward him and try to keep him in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting because now the Lane Kiffin to keep him, because LSU's obviously noticing that his career path, the way he's left places in the lurch multiple times or gotten fired on the tarmac like at USC. There's been a lot of things that have happened with Lane Kiffin's career. And one thing about that has been constant is he likes to move. He doesn't like to stay in one place. So they have now put a clause in his contract. If he wins a national championship, there's an escalator for his salary to become the highest paid coach in the country. That is a new mandate in his 7-year, $91 million deal. So He should be happy with
Are
that.
you mad at Lane?
For me, like if I was in Lane's shoes, I mean, it's hard to say I wouldn't do the same thing. So,
I mean, you get courted by LSU,
Florida, all the programs.
They throw more money at you, and then you start thinking about everything with your current situation. You start thinking, well, I don't love this, and I don't love that. I really love this kid and that kid, and man, these boosters are great, but I don't like this. You start weighing all the pros and cons, and ultimately the money talks, and it's too much money to pass up. What was he making at Ole Miss? Not $91 million. It was not a $91 million contract. Unbelievable. LSU committing the almost $50 million if they have to pay it all to Brian Kelly. Plus the 90 in the last 12 years, they're going to pay, holy smokes, $140 million to coaches.
And like
it's crazy.
Tim Brando, who does Fox, play by play.
Yeah.
He's got a really long tweet about this. I'm not going to read it all, but he said I like Lane. Most of our business does. It's not his fault. The portal dates are what they are, and there's only one portal period this year. That's kind of the reason I think he left, is to start building his class at LSU. He's got to move on to next year. So like the idea of him coaching out the season through the playoff, when the portal is jumping, it just doesn't make sense.
It's a 2-week period there, like the first 2 weeks of January.
Correct. Right when the playoff.
Where now most of the country can go get active, but you're trying to get active. If you're one of the semifinalists, one of the final 4 teams, you're hindered.
Yes.
Which might be a little bit of a handicapping system to try to keep parity in college sports where they're already really good. Let's strengthen some other rosters, let them be a little more active, spend their money first. I look, there's these bigger schools have so many, assistant coaches and recruiting coordinators, and some have general managers. Like there's enough people you're still going to be recruiting, even though while you're preparing for a semifinal or national championship. Yeah, big money for Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
It's kind of an unprecedented case of a college football coach taking another job while his current team is in contention to win a national title. I cannot remember that happening, Paulie.
Yeah, it's rare.
I don't ever.
Yeah, I mean, it's super rare. And I don't think it might not happen again.
In the old days, this wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. And, I know he wanted to coach this team through, but you can't have your cake and eat it too. And I don't blame Ole Miss for saying, no, you're out, then you're out. And, I know the Ole Miss athletic director denied that. They gave him enough time to coach the Egg Bowl, make a decision. I think, Ole Miss was more than patient, but
they wanted him. They were kind of falling in his knees for his demands. They were doing whatever they could to keep him. And, there was the rumor of the ultimatum after the Egg Bowl. I don't even think that was a real thing. I think that, he kind of spurred on the decision. They were trying to keep him, doing whatever they could to keep him, but it just wasn't enough money. I think it came down to money in this situation, because that escalator clause to instantly become and Lane knows and thinks and believes that he can win a national title there. He wouldn't be going there if he wasn't. So to instantly become the highest paid name in the sport if you win a title, that's a nice clause in a contract that not many other schools are going to offer you.
I mean, I saw the Athletic had reported that LSU offered, $100 million. It wasn't quite that. The incentives could take it over that threshold if you won a national championship. The Tigers have not reached the college football playoffs since they won the Natty under Ed Orgeron in 2019.
This is good too. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's it.
Somebody on Twitter said, "Can you please explain the Lane Kiffin stuff in one sentence? Catch me up." And then Brandon Walker's with Barstool. He's on that new show. They have the Wake Up Barstool thing. 6 years ago, Ole Miss hired a bad guy. They won games. And Ole Miss and the media acted like he became a good guy. He did a bad guy thing to Ole Miss, so now they hate him for being a bad guy. LSU don't give an S. They just want to win. Ole Miss returns to mediocrity. And that's what I think will happen to Ole Miss. They really will. They will struggle. I mean, Lane is a different coach. I mean, he was schematically offensive play caller. He's one of the top in the country. He recruits at a high clip. He's a portal assassin. He grabs great players out of the portal. Yeah, this worries me for Ole Miss,
Look,
and I understand why their fans are upset.
I'm not trying to make his decision that I agree with it.
Yeah.
But I do believe when Lane Kiffin comes out and says that this was a gut-wrenching decision, this was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made. Like, you're invested. You like the team you're coaching. You've had success with that team.
Yes.
You know, and I know nobody's going to give him any pity. He just got a $91 million. But
Yeah.
I don't think that process was fun for Lane Kiffin.
I don't think so.
The late night, the lack of
Yeah.
sleep.
Oh, yeah.
The agonizing decision. Do I stay or do I go? Like, there's all these pros and cons and lists. And I just think this was a lot tougher than probably meets the eye for Lane Kiffin.
I would agree.
And he kind of looks like the bad guy here.
Yeah. A lot of people calling him a bad guy, and he probably is overall.
Paul,
you think he's a good guy?
But
Let's just ask you that objectively. Do you think Lane Kiffin is a good guy?
Doesn't matter what I think. Is he a good coach? LSU
He is
thinks he's a good coach.
He is a good coach.
I don't know Lane Kiffin.
But do you agree
so
with the Brandon Walker thing? Is this a bad guy doing a bad guy thing?
I mean, his track record is he hops around a lot.
Yes.
He has not been loyal.
No
brand
loyalty.
loyal.
Yeah.
But a lot of coaches take the step stool job.
Oh, yeah. Buzz Williams in college hoops has moved around every year, basically.
I mean, Utah fans don't hate Urban Meyer because he used him as a stepping stone job after
That's
Bowling
right.
Green and to move on to Florida.
Yeah.
They don't hate Urban Meyer.
They don't hate him.
Ole Miss is going to hate Lane Kiffin.
Ole Miss is going to hate Lane Kiffin, but Urban Meyer delivered Utah that incredible season where they went undefeated, and I think he left on way better terms. I think Utah knew they couldn't keep Urban at Utah when Florida came calling. I think Ole Miss thinks of themselves in the same boat as LSU. They're in the same conference, but realistically, LSU cares about football a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a big one today. That's a big story. Kennard Davis was the other kind of big story where, a lot of people were asking, only a 2-game suspension. Where's the consistency with the BYU honor code? Is this a new norm or was this an exception? What facts don't we have? There's a lot of questions that can arise there. Those are two of the bigger storylines. And then you had, a really good local sports weekend. It's a lot of success. Utah and BYU football. What a great year in the Big 12. Mm-hmm. Great rivalry game that came down to a 3-point game.
Yeah.
And now you've got BYU and Texas Tech Saturday. What is it? ABC got this game, Paulie, on Saturday? We got all week to break this game down.
Yeah. Let me check the carrier for that.
We got all week to break this game down, but it's going to
ABC,
be 10 a.m.
Yep.
10 a.m. on ABC from AT&T Stadium. Other conference championship games, Tulane and North Texas, UNLV and Boise State, Troy and James Madison, Kennesaw State and Jacksonville State, Miami and Western Michigan. That's in the MAC. That'll be at Ford Field. Georgia, Bama, Indiana, Ohio State, and Duke and Virginia. Number 1 versus number 2, Ohio State and Indiana.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That's going to be fun.
I'd love to see Ohio State go down.
Me too.
It would be amazing. And Cignetti might be able to do it. Let me look at
We'll see.
wonder what the number is on that game.
The early line
Yeah.
on the Ohio State game?
Yes.
Oh, Buckeyes are going to be favored.
I know they're favored, but by how much?
Oh, I don't know. I
Probably
haven't,
by
looked, I haven't,
2-3,
I haven't
maybe.
looked at the line.
Maybe more than that. I'm interested, but we'll see. I don't think I can see it right now.
Maybe it's not out.
No, it's out.
It's out?
Yeah, it's out.
Well, then why can't you see it?
I'm looking for it here.
Well, if you can't see it, Tara and
No
I
one
can't
can
see
see
it. Polly, the odds maker. I got the line right here.
What is it?
It's 5.
Let me get. Oh, 5.
Oh.
Okay.
Buckeyes by 5.
All right.
BYU is 14-point dogs.
14 now.
Ooh.
Wow. Moving up.
What was it earlier? What did it open at?
12 and a half.
Already up to 14.
People love the Raiders.
Georgia, 2.5-point favorites against Bama. Virginia, 3-point favorites against Duke, and some of those other conference championship games.
All right. Interesting slate of college championship
Again,
games.
we'll see what the playoff committee does tomorrow night. We'll react to that Wednesday, and then Sunday we will have the 12 teams that are in the college football playoffs. That'll be set on Sunday.
Yeah.
So by next Monday, a week from today, we'll be talking about
We got to do brackets again.
Yeah.
Did brackets last year. That was fun.
How fun would it be if BYU was in?
It would be fun.
But you think they've got to win. The country thinks they've got to win.
Yes.
I think they've got to win unless they play it really close and then get some help. And the help didn't come this weekend. If Oklahoma would have lost for the third time, that would have really improved BYU's odds. Right now, they're sitting about a 36, 37% chance to make the college football playoffs. That's what the analytics are saying right now.
I don't know. Do you agree with the 14 or whatever it is?
Yeah, you won 29-7.
Yeah. Neutral field,
Neutral
though.
field.
Yeah.
Well, it's higher than the line was the first time, wasn't it? 9?
It is.
I think when they first met.
I think it is higher this time.
Yep.
On a neutral field, which is kind of puzzling to me.
Good
Be
stuff.
a big Tech crowd, though.
Good stuff. Good to be back post Thanksgiving on a Monday. Maybe we have a little Drake May catching up with Matthew Stafford in the MVP race.
Someone's excited for Wingnuts tonight. See your boy.
That's right.
You know what?
Code words tonight. Paulie, tell everybody the code words.
Oh, Tiki Barber and
Richard Seymour.
That's right.
Yeah, you get your jersey on. You come to Wingnuts. You get 1 for wearing a jersey, 1 for being there. Plus, if you have each code words, you got 4. Plus, we'll have some fun with Paulie's bingo and much, much more. We'll see you at Wingnuts. Have a great Monday, everybody. We're out of here.